Greetings. Hey, it's Susie Q here. It is a Monday, fun day. So I've got um, some beautiful things I'd like to read to you this morning. I just want to give a shout out to my Houston crew. I had a coaching call this morning at 6:30 my time. And then I just left a performance and growth group out of Houston. So that feels pretty good. And it was fun seeing all the people that are part of the group. I get to FaceTime, so it kind of keeps me connected with my Houston tribe. Anyway, I'm going to get started with the transmission that came in this morning. And so for those of you that are not familiar with the work, is that I wake up every morning and have inspired thought. I guess everybody does. I don't know. I just happen to write it down. And so the information comes in, and I'm like a good little typist. I can type really fast, and I can take down the information and have to kind of decipher how it comes in because I need to put it into some words that make sense. A lot of my inspiration comes through visual expressions and feeling tones in that way, from the visual and from color and movement. So anyway, so I'm going to just go ahead and read to you what came in this morning. All right, so we'll get started. All right. Today we begin to break down Attraction 41 questions, beginning with today, question number 4. And these questions can be viewed via podcast and video that began on March 29th of 2018. You can find this at the YouTube channel Holistic Healing Community by Susie Jervich. Do subscribe to following this complimentary offering of how to tune into attracting your desired goal, intent, our juicy, groovy new vibe. Okay, so we'll get started here. Question 4 of 41. Who is your closest friend that you can bounce ideas off of? Number 1. Check in. Oh, yeah. My closest BFF, drum roll, okay, please, has always been my highest performing coach, mentor, leader, muse, teacher, trainer, confidant, friend, helper, expert, wisdom keeper, freestyle, acrobat, miracle maker, artisan, thespian, saloon, financier, spoken word enthusiast, yogi, cosmic experiencer, bohemian, and infamous superhero of this spinning rock called home. Whew. Okay, my closest BFF is the still small voice within me that holds the keys to unlocking my juiciest means of attracting that which I most desire. Number 2, soul spirit reflects. When we begin to tap into the inner sanctum of our own higher self, we find intuitively we attract the right people to be part of an unfolding experience. While practicing the arts of healing energies, there are times when we find we need a little help. In this case, we have found one delicious possibilitarian of a muse that dives right in with effective action. This divine soul spirit cuts right to the chase in dissolving negative or outdated core beliefs and or conditioning. Further, this muse opens a space to discern the underlying emotion associated, and then dives a little deeper into the initial point or origin of relational understanding of how this human, me, is now operating in an outdated operating system. Awareness comes from the muse of your knowing. Pay close attention to the soul spirit friend, as this one in your life is simply mirroring you. Whew. I'm going to read that again. Pay close attention to the soul spirit friend, as this one in your life is simply mirroring you. Wow. Now, when I typed that in, I was like, whoa. So sit with this just for a moment. Number 3, upfront dignity. Yes, we recommend that while you hold a court with another, that you see the other as a semblance of you. When you come to the plateau of your own understanding, the other that you attract in your field is the highly acclaimed and revered master of your next journey. Imagine for a moment you are standing at a staircase, marble stairs, too many to count. You intuitively know to access this opening as you take one step after another. At the landing, there are 4 copper doors, ornate with engraved passages of another time and place. Off to the side, there is a much smaller wooden door. To enter it, you must crawl on your hands and knees to enter. All the while, the 4 ornate copper doors are shimmery and beholden of some type of mastery for sure, or majesty for sure. Herein comes the other, who takes you by the hand, looks into your eyes, and your heart listens intently. You now have made your choice. You leave behind your gear. You get on your hands and knees. Then you begin to crawl belly on the ground as you open the small wooden door. When you look up, you open, new information's coming in. When you look up upon entering, a whole new world is there, more fantastical than your own imagination could create. You look back to see the backside of where the 4 copper doors would have been. Each door had one word etched on it. Together it read as, listen to your heart. So this is an unedited transmission, and it's now complete. So I don't edit, so you'll see some boo-boos, but I just leave it as it is written. Number 5 question, which is going to be for tomorrow, is, are you able to discern how the mistakes you made are actually valuable learning experiences? Alrighty. All right, so some of this information that comes through, I just type it, and some of it I'm typing and I'm using my discernment to figure out, like, what am I supposed to say? Because it's like it's maybe a picture that I'm getting. As an Akashic reader, this is part of my path, is to have experiences where I can tap into the records and kind of get some kind of inspired thought. And so the best thing I can do is do my darndest to interpret what comes in and share it. I've been seriously guided to share this information that comes into my awareness. It's almost like a burning desire, to get this information out. And on my phone call before I made this video, I, was kind of talking about some things about how this is so important to me. And some of the notes I took from my coaching call this morning, I got notes everywhere. So anyway, so this one is basically where I'm at right now is 41 days of abundance. And for those that have not familiar with this, 41 of Days of Abundance started because a muse came to me with a question. And then the next day I was so inspired by kind of that person's heart space, seeking abundance. And then also for my ability to start asking questions on the phone. I don't give people necessarily answers. I give them other ways of looking at things for them to come to their own conclusion. Even when I do my Akashic reading, it's kind of the same thing. I go into a visual that I'm experiencing and I describe it the best I can. And I don't necessarily say, well, this is what you should do, because it's up to everybody to figure out where they're at, So the questions were really this beautiful opening that happened as a result of a phone call. And so I've created 41 questions. And then my friend, I told her I did it. And she said, well, why 41? And I'm like, I don't know. It was 41 and then there was not a 42. So it was just 41 and then it felt complete. So that's kind of how I work with these transmissions and this writing, is that I type, figure out how to put it in words, type, and then when it's done, it's just done. Sometimes it's abrupt. I kind of like it. It makes it fun. So 41 Days of Abundance is the first step. So when I wake up in the morning, I get up super early, like 4 or 5, and then I kind of just notice any dream states that came in, and also just getting out A notepad and a pen is always by my bed, always. And then I get my computer and sometimes I'll listen to the previous podcast, the days before podcast, for some inspiration that came in there, just to hear again what that message was. I don't listen to them repeatedly. I'll listen to it like the day I do it, and then the next day I'll listen to it like once, and then I'm done with it. I'm like done because I know I'm done because there's so much more stuff that comes in. So I'm kind of like at this well that's constantly churning new juicy stuff. So even reading the old stuff or hearing it, it's like, man, I'm so way beyond that. So, but it's 41 days of abundance. And also, what's coming with this is with this abundance from my own personal abundance would be to attract more clients. So that's the next thing. How am I attracting new clients? So this is some effective action I took yesterday, and because I'm all about effective action, is I met with my one of my co-creators with the marketing of the Holistic Healing Community. The website, it's holistichealingcommunity.com. And if you go there, what we did yesterday, we created a button on the homepage and it says book a call. So basically, when you book it, you'll hit the button and then there'll be a calendar of some open times. It's a 30-minute free, it's a complimentary phone call with me to find out, is this something that you're interested in doing as far as getting a reading or getting some coaching? Or are you looking for somebody to do a presentation? I've got my first presentation next month in Phoenix at a hospital, so that kind of felt fun. Anyway, but you can go on there to holistichealingcommunity.com, hit the book a call, and then the calendar will pop up and it'll show you, pick a time that works for you. These are in 30-minute segments, and then it'll come to me as an email, and then we'll have a phone call. And what I really like to do is I like to do FaceTime because as I'm visiting with somebody, I really love to watch what's happening in front of me. I love watching the expression and the nonverbal is really where I'm at. I'm all about the nonverbal. Speaking of nonverbal, at one point when I was reading today, you might have noted that at some point I stumbled on some words and then I did this. So sometimes when I'm in process, then there's like a pause, and then it's like I'm not a slave to this energy, but it's kind of like there was a pause, and then I had to tweak a little bit of what was written, and so that's kind of what goes down. So some of these nonverbals. So when I work with people, whether we're in person or whether we are doing a FaceTime, there will be some nonverbal things that happen with me as I'm tapping into these energies, and it's quite pleasant and quite interesting. But there's some different, like yawning is a big part of it, and then tapping, and I get Kundalini. Anybody wants to understand about Kundalini, book a call with me. It feels good. It feels really good. Anyway, that's part of my gifts that come in is when I'm really in truth with whatever's being, whatever the other person is saying, or maybe what is coming through me. And when we're in truth, I go into full Kundalini, and it's like vroom, vroom, vroom. It's different rounds of it. So that's really awesome. So what else do I have to share? I guess that may be it. I don't know. It's Monday. Everybody's gonna have a really great day. Oh, as far as this process, I was going to mention this to you too. If you're looking to create abundance, is having a system. Let me see where I'm at on time. Okay, having a system. So what I do is I wake up early. I get in some inspiration from my waking state. Then I start writing. I write immediately and I don't edit. It just is. I just hope to God it sounds okay, but I do not edit the material. I immediately go into a podcast, and I write from my bed, and I do my podcast from my cozy bed, and then do some other things during the day. Then I come out to the RV at some point to do this work, and then I do the video, which I'm doing right now in the RV. I'm doing my work in the RV, but I'm not out here all day long, I can tell you that. But I like it because it's kind of private and quiet, and then I've got some cross breeds going here. So that's really how it works. And then I put all my material, my podcast on YouTube, Holistic Healing Community by Susie Jervich. And then I also do the video and I upload it there too. So it's kind of cool. So anyway, really appreciate you, checking in, and you have a great day. And thanks for listening, and may you be blessed.